off this channel by introducing myself and talking mainly about my alopecia, where it is now, where it has been, and where I think it is going. This is actually a funny situation because I plan on doing this channel and giving myself a lot of time to talk about all the things I want to do with my hair, but unfortunately it seems like my hair loss has other ideas, and a lot of more things are going to be pushed forward than I maybe would have liked. But as anyone with hair loss will know, that's just part of the unpredictability with it. So to talk you through my alopecia hair loss, I found sort of a 10p size coin spot of hair loss, roughly I think it was about here on the side of my head. It was on a trip to a caravan in Wales about 2 years ago, where me and my now husband just went away for a small holiday. I discovered it after getting out the shower, and I was drying my hair and I was brushing it through. I was getting ready to go out as you do, and then I just found it by complete fluke. I'm not even sure if I felt it or if I just saw it or what happened, but of course I called my husband through, we checked it out and we're like, oh, okay, yeah, there's a definite bald patch there. We didn't really think anything of it at the time, as I suffer with a lot of skin issues and other bits and eczema, which I will talk about in other videos. We just sort of put it down to one of those random scenarios that I have a tendency to get. Fast forward a year from when I found my first initial patch, and I just got out the shower. I was blow drying my hair once again, getting ready to go out, and I was brushing it back, and I was like, oh my god, this isn't right. I could feel obviously the bald patch of hair loss, and I pulled it back, and what had actually happened is the 10p coin shape that I'd initially found had transitioned into a massive patch of the hair loss significantly on this side. Just before we were going out, so there wasn't much I could do, but of course, yet again, I called in my husband, I showed him, and we tried to get some photos. If I have the photos, I will show them, but I don't think I have them, unfortunately, because I lost my phone. So a couple of weeks later, and what I unfortunately found was that I ended up having a small car crash. What this sort of did was sort of ignite the fire that was my hair loss at the time. It just kept coming out after that, and it was fast and quick, and I really struggled to keep up, to be honest. It was a really difficult time. I was very stressed, I was worried about money. We were thinking about moving home at the time, so relocating. I was having a lot of struggle in the job I was in at the time, and I was very lonely and upset. My hair loss started getting worse, so immediately I went to the doctors. I said, look, hair's falling out, this clearly isn't normal, not just your typical hair thinning sort of situation. It was, you know, big patches of bald. It wasn't generic by any means. I knew something was wrong instantly. At this point, I was already seeing a dermatologist for my eczema, so what I did was make sure that I got another referral put in. What ended up happening is my dermatologist actually picked this up. She saw obviously that I put another referral in because of hair loss, and she picked it all up. So from that sort of roughly February time, where I would say my hair loss was really starting to come out, I waited right up until sort of the summertime after that before I finally had my appointment with my dermatologist, and I finally got diagnosed with Alopecia Areata. What my dermatologist told me at the time was that I have something what is called an Ophiasis pattern, which I believe the word Ophiasis comes from some terminology, I'm afraid I can't remember right now. What Ophiasis actually is it ends up creating sort of a halo sort of pattern of hair loss. It tends to be at the very lower section of the hair and the scalp and works its way around, which seems to be quite true to the name in terms of my hair loss. However, as my dermatologist mentioned at the time, the prognosis for it isn't great. The chances of my hair growing back at the time were very, very slim, and consequently still are. So as predicted, my hair did start falling out in very much that ophiasis pattern, but in true Areata fashion. It came in patches all over my head. So while this was mainly the significant bit, it did happen up here, it's happened in patches here. I even one point lost a massive patch of hair loss here, and it's been like that ever since, to be honest. My hair ever since when I got diagnosed, which was roughly just over 2 years ago, or about 2 years ago now at the time of recording, it's been patchy. It has been bits falling out all over the place. It has been falling out here, then growing back. It's been falling out here, then growing back, here, then back. And rinse repeat for like the last 2.5 years roughly, right up until now, where it seems to be that the sides fell out, and once these fell out, to tell you the truth, those didn't ever grow back. It tends to be with my pattern of hair loss that up until this point, or for the last 3 sort of years, it will fall out sort of roughly around August, September time, almost a bit like leaves off a tree, if you will. When it comes to autumn, my hair wants to disappear, and then it ends up being lost throughout winter, and then funny enough, just like spring, it starts growing back, and I spend most of spring regrowing my hair right up until summer, where I can finally do something with it again, and then come the following autumn, once again it is falling out. Unfortunately, at the moment, my hair seems to be falling out pretty badly. The last few weeks or so, it has escalated quite a bit, and it is falling out in places where previously it wasn't. So unfortunately, I don't know if you can see in this light, but there has been some thinning on the main bit of my parting back here, and I am at a stage where I'm waking up every day and the bed sheets are covered in hair. Every time I have a shower or bath or something to that effect, it is just coming out. I can run my hands through my hair, and just like that, I am pulling significant bits of hair out and not knowing what to do with it all. So that is where I am at the moment. It is honestly a struggle at the moment. It is difficult. As anyone will know with hair loss already, it's all part of the program. Like, 1 week it might be like this at the moment, and then the next it will settle down again, and while I'm thinking all my hair is going to disappear right now, in a week's time what I might find is actually it will even out again, and I'll be like, what the hell was I worried about? Now it's time to take an actual quick look at my hair. This is something a lot of people avoid. So at the moment you'll be able to see I have lost my hair all the way back at the side, and it comes up right towards the top. I have a small amount of hair here, which is sort of a bit of a weird bang situation going on, and that goes all the way back up. As you can see, it actually comes up a lot higher than people credit. If I pull that actually over this way, you can see that it's actually only a very thin portion up there. Looking at the back of my hair, you'll have to bear with me, this one might be a bit difficult. I have lost all my hair at the back. So originally it used to come down to about here. For quite a while I had a small tuft there, and that's gone all the way up there. It has since gone mainly in the middle, and then also there are some significant areas, hair loss either side. And then if I turn this way, you'll be able to sort of see the sort of mirrored situation where it is on both sides. So this side is significantly worse than this side. So this has completely gone, all here, and it comes all the way up there. And all the way across. Something worth mentioning that I haven't done up until this point is that my hair loss hasn't been focused on just my head. So other places that I am losing my hair are, I've lost actually some facial hair, I've lost half an eyebrow up here, which as you can tell I cover with makeup, so it isn't too noticeable. I've lost significant amount of hair on both my forearms and slightly on my upper arms. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure if I had hair all there the whole time, but if I did, it's gone. Then other places are obviously on my leg, and there's been patches of hair loss sort of all over, none of which at the moment have been growing back. So what I think is going to happen with my hair, in all honesty at the moment, is I think it will continue to get worse, as it has been slowly every year. Essentially when it falls out roughly every autumn, a significant amount is lost, a bit grows back. It always tends to be more falls out than what regrows. So what I end up with is sort of a situation where I'm never gonna return to normal quantity of hair, if you will. I'm always gonna suffer with hair loss. That was completely expected. I did not go into this thinking anything else. I did not think I would have my hair forever, and to be honest, the last couple of years have been an absolute blessing as they are. Currently I am saving for a wig. This is something that I plan to be for long term, everyday use, sort of go to work in it, go do the shopping in it, that sort of thing. It's not going to be so much of a fashion item as so much as something that's going to replicate my bio hair, and that I can wear on a daily basis and just put it on in the morning and go do the shopping if I need to. I'm sort of at a stage where I have more than a basic knowledge than I would say your everyday person who isn't suffering with hair loss. However, I definitely do not have all the information. I cannot tell you the ins and outs of everything compared to somebody who's been suffering with alopecia for the last 5, 10 years, maybe even a few years, depending on their situation. What I really want to do on this channel is share the information that I learn and take you on that journey with me and sort of document every little process, from appointments that I go for on my wig to sort of talking about haircuts and styling in the meantime, and also trying to get the best value for money on wigs and what I plan on doing. Also how I'm going to shave my head, and maybe eventually at some point there will be a video shared on me actually shaving my head and showing you that step and what that is going to be like, including the emotional impact as well as the physical. On this channel it's not going to be all doom and gloom, it's not going to be every single sad process. I am going to try and focus a dedicated amount of time to making sure this is a positive experience, not only for me but for anyone else out there. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like and subscribe, hit the little bell for a notification whenever I post something new, and hopefully I'll see you soon.